Graduation season is here, which means many kids are preparing to head off to college in the fall. Chris Harper, an instructor at Grand Valley State University and senior manager with Hungerford Nichols, is here with a look at some things grads should consider before they head off.
I meet a lot of these grads.
Yeah, because teaching at GVSU, I'm sure you do.
Yes, and I mean right now during the summer I help freshmen as they get their schedules together for the next year coming in the fall. So I know what it's like a little bit.
Yeah, I don't really think finance is top of mind for them though.
No, and I don't think it's covered a lot in the high school, in the grade school curriculum. So I think it's important as you're soaring off here. I mean, really, this is a chance to be independent in a lot of ways. I mean, you're living on your own potentially, and you're managing your own schedules and your time, and finances just fits right in with all that.
Right, and being independent, so that means being able to make your own choices and saying, I have the money to do this, and get it done, whether it's buying clothes or buying a car or going on vacation with friends or whatever that might be, right?
Sure, and I think that mom and dad or whomever have to set the rules and say, well, here's what we're going to pay, and like a shared responsibility, but then let that student go on their own and maybe even fail, which sounds weird.
But it's when you learn the most, though, for sure. I think one of the most dangerous things that happens at colleges, though, especially during this time when it's that first week of school and you see them out there, it's those tables where you can sign up for a credit card.
Yes, you need to educate people about the dangers of debt and what responsible debt is. I mean, a home mortgage, fine, right? Maybe a car loan, maybe. But I'm trying to think, other than a student loan, what is responsible debt for a college student?
Right.
I mean, I'm not even sure that a credit card makes sense. And if it does, you've got to really approach it with caution.
Right? Because, we have a tendency to want, and then all of a sudden you're graduating college, not just with college debt, but credit card debt.
Yeah, doesn't that sound like a fun recipe for success?
No, it does not. And it may be a hard lesson. That may be the failure that I learned from. So I also really like the fact that you want to talk about the financial implications of career choices. What do you mean by that?
Well, I think it's important to remember that you're investing money and time into a degree, and that presumably is supposed to prepare you for a career. So we should understand, what are you going to get? What's the cost-benefit relationship there? If you're going to invest, $100,000 and have a job that pays 40 or 50 grand a year versus one that pays 100 or 150 or something like that.
Sure. Like, do you need to go to a Big Ten school to become a teacher, or can you get that, great education at a school with a lower cost? Is that kind of what you're thinking? Something,
yes. Eyes wide open so that you're making informed decisions about your investment and the financial rewards you think you will get from that investment.
Yeah, because that can take you a really long time to pay off those student loans if you don't have a job that makes more than 30, 32, and never will, because that's just where that job is.
I was just talking to somebody who's in his 40s, and he's still paying student loans, and he has children who are about to enter college.
Yep, there's
right?
a lot of people in that Gen X generation that are under that. And then find creative ways to cut costs. You can always cut costs.
There are things like, obviously, don't go out to eat too much, but what about this? Sometimes if you are a resident advisor, the student who kind of helps with the dorms, sometimes you get free or reduced housing.
There you go.
Right?
That's another way to cut some of those costs. Thanks so much for the advice, and really important conversation to have with kids. Remember, these are just general tips of advice. If you have questions about your specific situation, please contact a financial advisor. Of course, you can find all these tips on our website, 13onyourside.com.